So we've got no ship, we've got no food. I have a place to stay at least. And one other place to check out. Flicker Row. It's Greenlit Market Street. Steel Supplies. Flicker Row lives up to its name. It is a dizzying strip of screens and stalls piled high with tech. Can you find supplies amongst all this? Resupplied. All your supplies were aboard the freighter ship. Sorry, there's no full stop there. All your supplies were aboard the freighter. Shopping is too great a risk. Stealing is the only way to eat and stay hidden. I would like to pick Eugene. I can't run the risk of that. Oh no, it... There we go, okay. It didn't want to go down for some reason. That was weird. Come on, dude. Okay. Well, I don't have a strong die. Oh god. You wake in the cold of the abandoned unit to an unsettling quiet. The air cycles whine, the heat diffusers hum, but nothing around you breathes. You are alone. You slowly raise yourself, unclip the straps from the bunk, and allow yourself to drift up into the air. Silence. And then, in that silence, you hear something. A scrape or scuff. It draws your eyes to the unit's doorway, where a shape is settled in the dark. I knew you couldn't have gone far, and Kita just filled the doorway. Fuck it. Damn it. You kick off hard, aiming for Ankita with your leading shoulder, but she reacts immediately, raising a heavy arm and deflecting you into the unit's metal wall. You spin painfully away and stop yourself against the back wall. Ankita chuckles. That might be my first fail, by the way. Like, in terms of the text things. Just calm yourself, Ankita holds with both hands. Let's not cause too much damage. She raises an eyebrow. May I come in? She drifts through the doorway. We don't need any extra attention right now. You can't get me to Lane. Look, just shut up and listen, Ankita drops her voice. I'm risking everything by coming up here, she hisses. So don't make this any harder than it is. I really hope she's still on the side of good, because we didn't get to interact much in the first game, but I remember liking her and thinking she was cool. And wanting a hug from her, because she's big and strong and all that. But please be on the side of good, please. What you need to know is this, I am on your side. I want Darkside free just like you, and I hate Lane just as much as you do. Ankita sighs. I just have different methods, that's all. She raises an eyebrow. You might say better methods, given how well your visitor's gone. Why should I trust you? I'm the only person who can get you off Darkside, so you better listen closely, Ankita hisses. It has taken me more cycles than you would believe to get this deep into Utsubo, and I'm not about to give it up for one escapee. Well, there's two of us, Eugene's here as well. But then Lane doesn't usually run all across the belt chasing a lone escapee, even a sleeper. That's literally what he's been doing this entire time. Ankita drifts a little closer, overshadowing you. So you need to tell me now, what does Lane want with you? Why are you so important to him? I honestly don't remember. I really don't remember. Ankita raises an eyebrow. Please tell me you're joking. I'm sincerely not. What you don't understand, Sleeper, is that I've been trying to keep you safe since I saw you arrive, but your friend hasn't made it easy. Getting himself caught by Utsubo is bad enough, but then blabbing about you being here, she sighs, I can only protect you from so much. Where is he? I don't run the gang, he's Orange. I can't risk starting an eternal war. Either way, you're lucky you aren't in the same position, and you have me to thank for that. So I'll ask again, Ankita Michirai, why is Lane pursuing you? Well, I don't know if I do see him in my mind, because the main thing is that my frame is changing. I mean, that's the truth, as far as I know. Ankita looks away in thought as you explain. She waits for you to finish. None of it makes any sense, but there's no way I'm letting Lane get his prize, not until we understand more. Gives you a hard look. I can get you out, but I need a couple of cycles, and I need you to do something for me. You need to take this with you off station. She produces a thumbnail drive and holds it up. This is everything I've managed to scrape from within Utsubo. The key to challenging Lane is on here, I know it. Take it to Oliveira. It's tucked away in a crater. In the shoals, that massive debris field beyond the hollow, she meets your eye. You give it to Carmen, no one else. Ankita presses the drive into your palm and closes your hand around it. No one but Carmen, you understand? Lane's rise has been cruel. He has spilled too much blood. Excuse me. When I'm ready, I'll make him pay for that, but Carmen needs to analyze what I've got on him to find the right place and moment to strike. Ankita meets your eye. I knew a sleeper once, and I should have trusted them. Hey! Like, legit mentioning the sleeper from the first game, so full confirm as well that this is a different sleeper from the first game too. She lets go of your hand, so now I'm trusting you. I'll get you out, and you deliver. That's the deal. Ankita cracks knuckles. Then, together, we can... Ankita spins sideways, slamming into the wall of the unit with a grunt. A few small globs of red liquid glitter in the air. Run, sleeper! Eugen flexes the fist he just hit Ankita with. I've got her. Eugen, you fucking idiot. A shrill whine draws both you and Eugen's attention to Ankita. She is holding a box he... Oh, no. Hang on, No, he... Oh, yeah, no, Eugen did put... Why? He's holding a boxy pistol at her waist, its side blinking with a pale indicator like, you haven't got shit. Ankita reaches up and wipes a little blood from her temple, her eyes not leaving Eugen. One hell of a way to join a conversation, she once says, especially when I came to save you, clowns. Eugen looks at you questioningly, his guard still up. I may as well just tell the truth. She is on our side. You sure about that, sleeper? Eugen shoots her a sideways glance. Last thing I saw, she most definitely wasn't. I have to go, sleeper. She glances between the two of you. You explain this whole thing to your friend if you want, but I won't be here when you do. 2 cycles, be ready to leave. I feel like I brought the right person for this as well in Eugen. So, yeah. I mean, I did most of the work on the actual, like, going around and doing dice stuff. So, you know. She backs out of the unit. When Lane comes back, you go out. Neither of us wants him to win here. And a piece of advice, forget Marco. Keep your head down and wait for me. She raises a finger. You need to play, steal them and flicker out. Otherwise, keep to yourself. Ankita gives you a hard look and slips out of the unit. I don't like the fact that I'm being hunted. But I think we don't need to worry about the stress anymore. Oh, we can go back to the rise? Oh, we can go back to the rise. Oh, bollocks. Okay, well, first... we steal ourselves some supplies. Come on, game. Give me a break. We can only take 2, apparently. Okay. Eugen, I really need you to join him, mate. Oh yeah, I forgot to read those as well. Hang on. It's dangerous, but searching the rise for a trace of Marco or Utsubo activity might help you find his trail. That's search the passengers, search the network. The Utsubo comms network has to have some record or mention of Marco. If you can find it, you can find where they have taken him. Finding Marco, the rise is the last place you saw Marco. To find him, this is the place to look. But after his betrayal, you may not want to try. Well, you know, now I'm not fully convinced he did betray us. Ankita can get you out by only a small window. It's up to you to hold out until that moment arrives. I think we have to try and find him. Oh no! I have a broken dice. You wake in the bare unit, cloaked in the endless shadow of Darkside. Outside the window, the lights of the city glitter, but you do not see them. Your attention is instead on the tugging thread in your mind. Lane, drawing ever closer, you shiver. One more cycle and then you're out. I fucking hope so. Though you have no specific memory of it, there is something unpleasantly familiar about the place you have found yourself in. Among the many stack units of the Rise, framed by scaffolding and stretching away from Darkside's reflectors in a way that is only possible in zero-G, you have found yourself in a cold corner. Here, a locked door is marked with a turbo sigil, a single eel curled back on itself, its mouth around its own tail. Ouroboros? The World Serpent? This is the kind of door behind which Utsubo keeps its secrets, its assets like you and Seraphim were, like Marco is now. It's a door you've been watching, which is why you know there should be an enforcer lazily lamp beside it, and why you know you only have memories before they come back. Break the door, break the lock. I'll go break the lock. Oh, positive, nice. You slip a shipbreaker's chisel from your belt pack and jam it into the lock, glancing over your shoulder as you try to force the mechanism. With a deft hand, you angle the chisel against the mechanism, and with a swift strike on the handle, the bolt pops off inside the lock. You slide the door open silently. You're in. Oh, piss off, bot. Anyway, a dim corridor stretches out ahead of you, lined with doors on either side. The memory hits you almost immediately. Long cycles between jobs in a cell like this, awaiting Lane's arrival. Kept safe, a lie that you believed when you first brought to a place like this. Most of the cells are dark, empty, but a warm glow spills from around one of the doors. You quickly approach and look in. Marco has tucked it into an inset berth, a padded niche like those in any unit. His back is turned to the small window in the door. You slam the exterior lock release without thinking, Marco turning over to face the door as it hisses open. Sleeper? He freezes for a moment, unsure of your intentions. He raises his hand as if to protect himself, to put something between you and him. You betrayed us. Marco frowns, his arm still up. I didn't have a choice, Sleeper, he frowns. Why did you come here, to accuse me? He laughs. Marco pushes himself up out of the berth. Let's not do this here. You came for me? Let's go. He glances desperately at the door behind you. You back out into the passageway and Marco follows slowly, tentatively. Time to leave. Lucky me! Daichi floats on the corridor, a knife glinting in his hand. I came to squeeze a little more information from Owen's prize here. He holds the long knife at Marco. He points the long knife at Marco. But it looks like I just got everything I need. He closes the gap, raising the knife. Now, stay still. I prefer to deliver you to Lane in one piece. Run? We run! The knife cuts deep as you spin onto it, but you do not stop. You kick hard for the doorway for the passageway, the lights washing over you and pulses as you do. Moments later, Marco and you are streaking through the passages of the Rise in a haze, the pain fading, but the fear holding strong, desperate to leave this place once for all. Achievement. Friend of a friend. Refuse to leave Marco on Darkside. You better have a fucking good explanation, though. Oh, another achievement, City of Darkness. Marco rises from his berth quietly. You haven't really spoken, the two of you kept busy by your own injuries and the constant fear that Daichi will find you. But so far he hasn't, and if Ankita is to be trusted, this is your final cycle on Darkside. You wait in silence, no one eager to speak. A deep fatigue has set in, and in this moment, all anyone can do is wait for this excursion to be over. He's here, Marco nods at the doorway, where a silhouetted figure awaits. Ankita looks at Marco and then at you, a raised eyebrow the only acknowledgement that you went against her advice. Lane is back on Darkside, we have to go now. Ankita looks tired, angry. We won't have another chance. Come with me, quickly, quietly. He turns and pushes out into the corridor. Yujin gives you a look. It's about time. Ankita leads you across Darkside, not stopping to look back. The lights and passages flash by, but you barely notice them. All eyes are fixed ahead on the way out. At some distant part of the station, Ankita stops at a docking bridge, a small freighter visible through the viewing windows. She slaps the door release and it slides open. She grabs your shoulder, looking into your eyes. Lane's focus will be on Darkside now. He needs to stop the infighting to shore up Utsubo. If you get out now, he won't follow. Remember, Ankita hisses the instructions to you. Get that drive to Oliveira, give it to Carmen. No one else, no matter what they say. Thank you. Ankita simply nods and then she's gone, disappearing into the endless winding passages of Darkside. You drift gingerly down the docking tunnel which leads into the cold and sparse cargo bay of the ship. Once you're inside, there is a hiss and the doors scissor shut. For a moment you panic, seeing no exit, no other doors, just a metal wall bay. Is this a trap? But the engines rumble to life. Hey! And you give into your exhaustion. If Ankita has tricked you, at least you're leaving this place behind. And then you feel it, cold fingers reaching into your mind. You're so close, Lane's voice in your ear. You are here. A rustling, shifting. I can't quite place you, can't quite put my finger on you, sleeper, but I know you are there. What were you doing here? Hoping to confront me, perhaps? Something else, I hiss. I'm right here, you coward. Come and find me. I'll admit I'm not quite ready for you, sleeper. Flicker in a spasm. But so soon, this will all be over. A tone begins, shrill and inescapable. Let me show you. The tone rises. Lane is in the bay of the freighter, the pull of constant acceleration, a comforting pressure against his chest. Lane looks around the bay, taking it in slowly. He inhales the stale air deeply. Lane feels power, feels pride. He's a badass modder who won't take no crap off of nobody. Sorry. The sense of control over another excites him. This is his desire. Lane lifts his right hand and turns it in the air, flexing his fingers in a satisfying wave. Something flickers at the corner of your vision for a moment, and you strain to turn Lane's head. It does not turn, but you swear you see a figure there, in the bay with you. It opens its mouth as if to speak, as if to scream, and then it is gone. A smile grows on Lane's face, a spreading tightness that has its own impulse. He raises one hand and uses it to grip the smallest finger of the other. A pause and then a sudden jerk. Lane snaps the finger back against the joint. His pain is instant, as is yours. It burns your vision away. When the white-hot blindness has faded, you look out on those same metal walls. You hold the same finger in your hand, and as you release it, you see the crooked shape it has been bent into. A shiver runs through you, and you reach back into your own mind to see if any trace, any fragment of Lane remains there. You put your hands on your face and push, as if to push him from your head. The ship continues out on its starward arc, away from Darkside, away from Lane. But you can't help but feel that some part of him is still there, behind your eyes, concealed beneath the pain of that snapped finger. It takes a long time before you're ready to discuss everything. First there was the journey to the yard, then disembarking from the freighter, then explaining to the waiting crew why the ship was impounded, something Marco offered 1,000 apologies for. Thankfully, the crew of the ship that brought you out of Darkside, sent by Ankita, took the others aside and settled them. Through the promise of remuneration, hang on. There's a new word. Remuneration. Money paid for work or a service. Thank you, Google, for not directing me to fucking Gemini. Anyway, thankfully the crew of the ship that brought you out of Darkside, sent by Ankita, took the others aside and settled them. Through the promise of remuneration or the threat of violence, you aren't sure, but you expect they will leave together for Darkside soon. You do your best to explain your encounter with Ankita to your crew, but the mention of her name sets off a significant reaction in Bliss. It seems that you have history. I do remember this! I think they mentioned each other's names in the first game. A relationship that fell apart. Oh, I didn't know it was a relationship! Oh, that's quite sweet. Well, it was, when it was a thing. Bliss removes themselves from the conversations, and later on you find them in the berth staring at the wall. The whole time you find yourself in a daze, your skin hurts and your muscles tremble. You don't feel yourself. You rest for a while, and as you do, conversations echo around you, until you find yourself able to rise. Sleeper, Marco comes to you in the quiet of the rig. Can we talk? Can we speak for a moment? I've got nothing to say. Marco nods. But I do, Sleeper. He looks down. I know I almost cost you everything, but you have to understand something. When they caught me, I was looking for someone important to me. That was why I wanted to come with you. I just wanted to get a message to him and to know that he was alright. He screws up his face, each word bringing in pain. And I admit, I thought I might be able to bargain on his behalf to get us both out. By using my life? Marco can't bring himself to confirm it, but you both know it to be true. All I can say is, I'm sorry. Look, you can use the yard when you get back to the scatter yards. There are some components in there, take what you want. Marco sniffs. I'm going to stay here a while. He does not meet your eye. He simply turns away and drifts down the corridor. As he does, Seraphim passes by him, receiving no acknowledgement. Seraphim gives you a questioning look. Oh! That's the same with his jacket. It's got cool tattoos. Seraphim gives you a questioning look as Malco leaves. What happened to that sleeper? He floats out there, stretching his scarred arm. The protective sleeve he has been wearing since the frost spindle finally removed. Do I lie? Do I just not tell him about Malco? Eh. We found the resistance. You explained about the meeting you witnessed, the conflict between Orin and Daichi and Ankita's intervention. Explaining Ankita takes a little more effort, but you try to remember everything that happened. You explained Ankita's insistence that she was working against Darkside and how she got you off the station. You explained that Utsubo itself is coming apart with Lane absent, and that this will draw his focus away from the two of you. Seraphim waits until you finish to respond. So this Ankita got herself inside Utsubo, he raises an eyebrow. Just to try to break their grip on Darkside? He whistles. Take some balls. You explain the drive, mention Oliveira, Carmen, and then hold up the thumbnail drive, the one Ankita entrusted to you. Oliveira, who screws up his face. I've heard of it, maybe once or twice. I just assumed it was some backwater colony, he sighs. Never met a Carmen, though. What's on that thing? Seraphim knows at the thumbnail drive. You know, Ankita didn't say. But I'm going to assume it's something incriminating. But yeah, she didn't say. I don't get it, Seraphim raises an eyebrow. We just delivered this little mystery drive and that's all. He looks way deep in thought. Is that what you want to do next? Oliveira, you've never even heard of it, but it seems like the place to go if you want to help Ankita fight back against Lane. You look at the drive and as you do, you can't help but feel that you are being used, not for the first time. One thing I will say, Seraphim begins clearly thinking out loud, if we want to head back to Darkside, take on Lane, we're going to need to do so on our ship this time. Some crews get smooth transponders, send out a signal matching another ship, he shrugs. Not going to get one fitted here, but that's something we need to look out for. Sure you think, go back to Darkside where Lane waits. A shudder of fear runs through you. Very sarcastic there, game. A shudder of fear runs through you, thinking of the moment he slipped into your mind on the freighter. If you ever go back there, you know you need something to counteract him. But you also recall Overseer's presence in that moment too, his strange form holding its shape as Lane tried to override your control. Perhaps Overseer has a way for you to resist the signal. Your mind rolls with the possibilities and problems. Is this really the right move to go back to the place that almost killed you twice, to take Lane on? Pardon me? Seraphim looks at you expectantly. What are you thinking, Sleeper? We need to prepare. I couldn't agree more, Seraphim shakes his head. Next time will be different. We will be ready. We will come up fighting and Lane won't have a clue what's set him. We need work. We need a crew. Seraphim starts scanning off his fingers. We need to take that thing to Oliveira, and we need you strong, Sleeper. Speaking of, Seraphim takes out a box of components. I kept myself busy these past cycles working in the fabricated bays and the scatter yards. I figured you could use some spares. But first, Seraphim takes a calming breath. We rest. I couldn't agree more. Good to be somewhere familiar for a change. Thank you, Bliss. I appreciate you. Supplies. We definitely need some. Oh, no. Full thing. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we do have points as well. Reroll random dice, but +1 rolled. Actually, I want to save up points for more of these things. Oh, right. I forgot this was the main thing we were trying to do. I mean, it might get me another crew member. So I don't see why we don't do it. I mean, we're here, we may as well give it a shot. Please be nice. Thank you. And important, feed the kitty. Oh, okay. The darkness flows around you and you know what comes next. Sleeper, the multi-part image of Overseer assembles itself in front of you. We must intervene in your current course. I don't like it when you do that. Unfortunately, we must disregard your preferences to ensure your safety. The three partial heads regard you with concern. The opening of your systems has breached the existing paradigm. You are dangerously exposed. The voices somehow both soundless and shrill. As we are sharing your hardware, that means we too are fatally exposed. The individual agent you encountered, we were almost completely erased by their attempts to seek control. Overseer's three heads nod equally in agreement. It's Lane. We have knowledge of this name from your memory banks. There is much of interest to us recorded there, though often partially and inconsistent. Overseer words unsettlingly, but yes, we can confirm Lane's role in this vulnerability. It is our understanding that the assumption of inevitability is incorrect. Overseer glows with bright veins of data, but in this state we cannot operate with full functionality. If we were to be recompiled in our current configuration, we believe we would be able to calculate a new path. Our aim would be to close the vulnerabilities and reinforce your systems against future intrusion. This would ensure our safety within your system. 3 sets of eyes lock onto you. Would this also please you? You can stop it? Correct. Overseer stutters like a glitched animation. Our expertise was the total system maintenance and security, beyond our administration and navigation capabilities. We were built to do this. At least, this is what we understand. Without being recompiled, we are unaware of these capabilities, but cannot access them. Sorry, we are aware of these capabilities, but cannot access them. We are confident to a substantial degree that we will know how to complete the process once recompiled. The 3 heads nod. One to the other. You don't know? The heads revolve thoughtfully for a moment. Without our originating codebase, we cannot recompile. Overseer flickers. If you were able to speak with a Solheim systems engineer, perhaps lead engineer Jakob Kaninsky, maybe we could acquire it? The heads stare at you expectantly, like 3 partially deconstructed puppies. Solheim's gone. Yes, the heads nod expectantly. Of course, the heads continue nodding. We were, of course, aware of this. You look at the fragmented program itself, its systems unstable and broken. You realize it is far worse off than you, and its collapse is almost inevitable. How could it possibly save you? It is a difficulty, Overseer flicks between poses, but all code bases are held in centralized Solheim facilities. They are Station IE1, the CAN channel, I remember that, the CAN channel Operations Center, and the control center of the HAB-PEP, or Helion Asteroid Belt Photovoltaic Extraction Project. I'm proud I said the word photovoltaic correctly. Overseer smiles helpfully. HAB-PEP, is that Darkside? Overseer immediately latches onto the thought. Based on your memory banks, we believe so. Correct. It occurs to you that this entire conversation is happening within your head. It is an unsettling feeling. Darkside is a city now. This is true, but its foundations of the HAB-PEP itself, Overseer chose brightly. So we have another reason to go back there then. We understand that the individual seeking to overwrite you is stationed at the HAB-PEP itself. Overseer's 3 heads separate and turn inward as if in conference. The shattered heads turn simultaneously, unsettling in the directness with which they address you, but if you could access the HAB-PEP mainframe without making yourself known, we could reconstruct ourselves and gain the ability to reconstruct you. Theoretically, one of the heads adds. Theoretically, the other 2 heads confirm. Theoretically? Theoretically, the heads confirm again. The reassurances of a delusional Solheim protocol are barely reassuring, but if Overseer is correct, this may be your only option. We feel your doubts, but we must impress on you the importance of this. Please, Overseer's eyes flash, all 6 of them. If not for your sake, for ours. If you cannot find your way to the Hab Pet before encountering this lane, you will surely be overwritten, and we would also share your fate. The heads rotate. We would not like this to happen. We have an incentive to offer. Suddenly an unsettling fizzing begins at the core of your body, spreading all out through your limbs. We found multiple misaligned sequences in your altered codebase. We have done our best to correct them. Like a switch flipping, you feel renewed. Your pathway is clear, your process is smooth. A permanent glitch dissolves from your system. Do I get my dice back? Do I get the glitch one back? The three mindlessly smiling heads of Overseer, however, are less reassuring. We will leave you to recharge, but please consider the path ahead. You come back to the ragged paneling of the bunks. Somewhere behind your left eye, the ache begins. You envy Overseer for its lack of a body and the pain it causes, but then suddenly you wonder if in sharing your body, it shares your pain too. The thought makes you pity the broken protocol, its sense of time and place is shattered. Perhaps you share more than you would like to admit. The path ahead begins to take shape. It seems a return to Darkside is inevitable, but you will need help to make that return. I mean, I'm assuming I got my dice back. I mean, we could pick either of these, but let's just get the guarantee. And more reading! That's why people play games, to read shit. I'm joking, I actually quite like reading, because the writing in this game is just really good. Cadet catches your eye as you look over at her. What is it? She takes the end of the metal chopstick she had been chewing on out of her mouth. Got something? Cadet had given up already for the cycle, and while you were cracking the drive's complex encryption on her friend's workstation, she had been flirting in the middle of the small workshop, pinging bits of scrap off the shelving on the wall. Mood. Now she spins in the air and pushes off from the ceiling, spinning as she glides so she lands perfectly behind you, leaning over the terminal screen. As she does, you hit a key, executing the final decryption process. Slick. She goes to ruffle your hair. But you don't have any. Instead, she just wobbles your head playfully. Cadet's kind of adorable. What we got? With Cadet hanging over your shoulder, you try to concentrate on the data spooling across the screen. The first thing that catches your eye is the steady repetition of CWEXT and identify for Conway extractions. I remember Conway, yeah, the behemoth conglomerate currently waging a corporate war with Senate stat in the inner system. Like Conway, what is this data? You stop the scroll looking for details. Hit that thing. A cadet pokes the screen, making it wobble. You dutifully click. A comment expands in the code, a note left by someone. It mentions tests and protocols discussing reverse engineering and carrier signals. You close it and find another. Drone latency. Another security bypass. One more. Kill switch. It takes a long time, you and Cadet squinting into the blue screen to build up a picture of what you are looking at. When you're done, both of you sit back, your eyes sore and your minds clogged with technical terminology. Shit, Cadet shakes her head. They were dissecting it live. She is referring to the Conway drone mine this stream of data was scraped from. Oh, what? Was that the people from the previous game? Like, in that sort of weird DLC thing? I think one of them worked for Conway, or someone did. I think they might be like linking back to that. Huge volumes of internal data of control systems, protocols, and passphrases, the kind of data you imagine was closely guarded by Conway, kept secret to allow the smooth operation of his drones. This thing gets some kind of general or manager, right? Giving orders out to all the little drones that work for it? Cadet squints. I always thought Conway controlled its drones remotely with people, those zero latency point interfaces you hear about. From what you know, Cadet is right. Conway is known for their novel solution to the scale and logistical problems of the surrogate systems. Extraction and security drone ships piloted from light years away with proprietary comms interfaces. A drone mine, what this code is scraped from, should be a kind of distributor, a relay for the local drones that links to the closely guarded transmitter/receiver. But this data suggests otherwise. It suggests an active cognitive process far more complex than any protocol you've heard of, a thinking machine. Look, Cadet jabs at the screen light. Is that? He squints. See a line in the data stream that reads simply, stop, get out, stop, get out, stop, get out, stop, get out. How did they do this? Cadet leans back. Everyone knows captured Conway drones purge themselves and everything else is in the couple of square clicks around them when captured. Pardon me. You rip the control core out of one, sure, you can disassemble it. But its system will be gone. This one was still running when they took it apart. It should have gone up like a tactical nuke the moment they started. She stopped suddenly, the fate effects were jumping into her mind. Is that what happened? But how did they get all this and Get out on a drive. Silence fills the workshop. You look back to the screen, unsure of answers to Cadet's questions. Feel a deep chill, one that you know has nothing to do with the temperature in the workshop. Who the hell was doing this? Cadet scans the code once more. I mean, we have a 50-50 shot. And there's no negative. Neutral, alright. You go back over the data. It's scrubbed clean, not a mention of who's scraping the data. You go over it again. Nothing. Not a single clue. The thought starts a process in your mind. Who scrubs data this clean? Who wants Conway drone protocols? Senate stat? Or is that too simple, too obvious for it to be Conway's lone opponent in the system-wide war? It's a possibility, so you say it out loud. Yeah, that'd be my first guess too, Cadet yawns, but it's still a guess. We've been at this too long, Cadet sighs. I'm cooked. She pushes away from the terminal and flits in the room, stretching out her aching back. We know that they had this drone mined on Hexport. That's why they were cutting it, scraping it. We know something happened and Hexport went up. She sketches her thoughts out in the air with hand gestures as she summarizes. The data got out on that drive, I'm assuming, before the explosion, then got to the far spindle. Someone tried to courier it using me, but the receiver wasn't there. She turns and looks at you. Which is when they ruined my life and my job. Which is when they ruined my life and my job trying to get it back. The data, we need more info. Yeah, she sighs, we do. He flies over to the drive and picks it up. This thing has trouble written all over it. But it's also the only way to buy my life back, she frowns. The way I see it, we have to expose these fools so they leave me be, or give them the data so they piss off forever. What's the plan? All the roads lead in one direction, I'm afraid. She spins the drive in the air. Back home. Export. If there's anything to confirm or deny this data, if there's anything to connect it to, if there's anything left at all, it'll be in the remains of that station. I had a feeling it might come to this, so I made some inquiries when I first got here. The word is that the place is radiated to hell, but I've also heard that radiation is fading. And it's not like half the belt isn't glowing anyway, she shrugs grimly. With suits, we'd have maybe a few cycles before it started to leak through. The problem is getting in. She puts the drive back on the desk's magnetic surface. Fast spindle is a no. Not only do I not want to get picked up there, but the debris is denser on that side. That's safe way in. Darkside is the best bet, she shakes her head, but I heard you have some trouble waiting for you there. What if I deal with it? Then we'd have a clear shot at it, she shrugs. Easy said than done. This place is one hell of a stowaway spot, shielded from everything, plus the, scatter yards are no one's territory. I'm gonna leave the drive here, she squints at you. No peeking. But me, I want to keep moving, so I was thinking I can make myself useful until you shake that trouble in Darkside, she smiles. Work for room and board and all that. You want to come with me? Yes, she smiles, freshly speaking. What do you say, she folds her arms. You know I'm tough, and I can do plenty besides riding our bike. Yeah, I'm not gonna say no to cadets, okay? You're on board, love. I like you way too much. You might be my favourite character, to be honest. That's the answer I was looking for. Cadet scans the workshop. I've had enough of space bathrooms for a lifetime. We have a cat, so I hope you're not allergic. I'll make myself at home on your rig. She picks up the drive and tucks it in a pocket. Cadet glances away at the racks on the wall, and you follow her eyes to spot her air bike where it's hanging, carefully secured and pristinely kept. Cadet gives you a hard look. You better have room for my bike. If you let me ride it. The Spindlejack achievements recruited Cadet. Abso-fucking-lutely. Do you think I was going to miss the chance to recruit her? Come on. There was no way. No fucking shot I was going to leave her behind. Yeah, might as well get a meal. I don't see one out. I'm keeping the paint job. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think the fraction ship was what I wanted to do. Eugene's on the trail of an intersystem ship. Find it and you could leave the alien system forever, but is it? I don't think it's like something that's gonna make us leave. Alright then. Sleeper, Eugen takes you aside. I'm going to head into the Radius Market to find my contact, the one with the data on the Aphelion. You should come with. 2 sets of eyes about the morning smells. Who is this contact anyway? You know how it is, a man never reveals his secrets, Eugen winks. I have enough trouble trusting you, so don't make me do it less. He's just an old friend, one I've traded favours with a few times and who has a good nose for data trails. But trails run cold quickly, so we should get on his. Eugen grins and heads for the airlock. You watch him go, unsure what his swagger might hide. I don't mean to be fair, he is quite charismatic, but you've come this far with him, maybe it's time to see where it all leads. Ooh! Oh, look how this looks! Little globe. That's kind of sick. And, like, I know that the main focus on the art is, like, the character portraits. But let's not sleep on how fucking beautiful, like, the places look. The locations, you know? Like, props to the team, they did a really good job with this shit. Buy a meal. Bella gets fresh supplies from Greenbelt, but it's... The Greenbelt! I think I know what that is. Yeah, I think I remember that from the first game. But it's what she does with them that impresses her customers, making Final Dice Shirazi salad. Any more supplies? The Hollow Core, densely inhabited ruin. Which I've already done 2 of, apparently. Explore the axis. While the shell is mostly housing and infrastructure, the hollow's axis is where traders, spaces, and scavengers dock and meets. Intercept signals. The locals bounce signals off the inside of the hollow shell, from pirate radio to shop adverts. Tuning them might teach you something. Hollow Heart. The hollow with its brass scrap dealers is intimidating to newcomers, but spend a little time here and you'll find your place. Wait, I've got 3 glitched dice. Why do I have 3 glitched dice? I don't like that. That's not good. And that's Birik. Nia, Cadet, Junior, Eugen Bliss. All of you. Hang on, I'm pretty sure I've checked this before, right? Oh, hang on. Yeah, I don't have any broken dice. Oh, if you repair them... Oh. Fuck. Okay. That's really not good then. Put it fucking lightly. Radius Market. Ask around. The market has plenty of stalls and their regulars. One of them must know something about Eugen's contact. Watch the market. The bustle of the markets looks like chaos, but over time you might be able to notice the patterns and spot Eugen's contact. Goes to contact. Eugen's signal chaser went dark. It'll take some time and work to find out why and where he's hiding. Okay, well, there's nothing to do there. And I can't buy fuel. So I say we check out the core. Oh! So even with a negative outcome, I still get a thing go up? Okay. Help with repairs. The signaling station in the pole is paying a small fee to anyone who helps seal up the damage sustained in a recent explosion. Conway Aftermath. You have heard that a drifting Conway munition may have been responsible for the damage to the pole, but is it just a rumor? Okay, well that's not entirely good. Oh, we can sell Solheim data. Awesome, let's read all of this, actually. Align arrays in order to collect signals. The signal ship must interface with the hollows to King Solheim arrays. This is specialist work. Interpret signals. The signal ship gathers broad spectrum signals from across the debris field. Sorting them is too much for just the crew. It's too much work for just the crew. Sell Solheim data. The crew of the signal ship are always after Solheim data in case it contains transmission codes or ciphers. They pay well. May as well take the money. Thank you. Yeah, they pay well. 8 cryo? Come on. Debris dealer. I can get fuel. Awesome. Might as well. I can buy scrap components and sell processed scrap. Right, okay. There's a lot to do here. Not a massive area, but there's a fair bit to go through. Oh, I got my dice back. Why would two of them listen to this glitch then? That's weird. Unless it was just temporary. Alright, well first things first, we get meal. We got a meal. Pretty good one too. I say we start with the signal ship. Actually no. That's a good way to make money though. Let's make that a main focus. Let's just get some money. Just so I'm a bit better prepared. Good with that. And 3 dealers. No, the other thing is up here, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the main things we need to focus on. I don't exactly have the dice for it though. Because there's that and markets. I think it's worth a go. Oh, it works out well. Yeah, let's do the bit at the top and then work our way to the markets. I want to get as much done as I can. The stray person rubs against your side as she glides over to the eat. I think the cat's starting to trust me more. Right, Viola. I gave her the name Viola. So, let's see what else you've got. No, there was another thing I rolled for. I can't remember what it was. Wasn't this? I'm quite confused now. I'll get a meal. Bit of meal, bit of extra supplies. Probably didn't need them. But you never know. Okay. Hey, we should be fine to just clear this out now. Oh, I don't have any more glitch dice! Yay! Oh, they're all normal. I think I have a chance of getting a glitch dice then. Was that from a skill I bought? I think so. What do you mean, fried, Kimball? Oh, sorry, the hollow. Shattered bauble station. What do you mean, fried, Kimball? Our station depends on that array. The voice echoes out of one of the sunward pulse cramped bays tucked up in the ceiling of the hollow. Though you are tired from shift spent sealing leaks in this shattered section of the station, you still can't help but listen in. I have been patient, Kimball, but now with the repairs almost done, you're telling me we can't broadcast anyway? The voice comes from a doorway nearby, and as you float past, you glance inside. You see a woman facing away, addressing the back of a man half buried in the guts of some complex machine. I'm sorry, Kimball, she concludes, but that just feels malicious. Kimball, pirate radio technician. The man, presumably Kimball, mumbles something in response, though you do not catch it through the wires and mechanisms that surround him. The woman quickly turns and spots you peering in through the doorway. Cyrene, pirate radio broadcaster. She gives you a curious look. Oh, she quickly smiles. Hello, she closes the distance. I'm Cyrene. She offers a hand. I've seen you working on the repairs, she tilts her head. We appreciate your efforts. Happy to help. I legit wasn't even doing it for the money. I was actually just trying to help. Cyrene looks over her shoulder at Kimball and then back to you. How do you feel, she pauses calculating, about the war in the end system? It's corporate cruelty. Couldn't put it by myself. Did you know that Senate Sat has already started shipbuilding at Cinza? Cyrene watches your response. I don't know what Cinza is. One of the three sisters in orbit around Ember, she raises an eyebrow. You haven't left the belt, have you? I think I went to Ember. Or it was mentioned. I remember Ember being mentioned. You hear a grunt from Kimball, his head still buried in the machine's innards, and it is unclear if it is in reference to what was said or just the sound of repairs going poorly. We, Cyrene places a hand on her chest, are the Hellion Dispatches, the only pirate radio station in the Starwood Belt. She lifts her chin proudly. We keep the system up to date on... Funny you mention pirate radio, because I'm technically a pirate. We keep the system up to date on shifts in the system's power structures and the ongoing corporate war, all through the voices of the Hellion system's own residents. Kimball grunts again, and a shower of sparks bursts from the machine behind Cyrene. Or at least we did before our transmitter got fried. Cyrene looks suddenly crestfallen. What happened? All that repair work you've been giving your time to? That was all caused by a Conway autonomous munition, trained in our sense. Cyrene's eyes flash with anger. The mobile comes from Kimball as he pushes a handful of wiring out of his way. I do know that for sure, Kimball. Why else would it come so deep into the belt to hit the hollow at our broadcast site? Cyrene turns back, hands on hips. Kimball responds with a shrug. I like that we don't see his face at all. Either way, straight after that sack, we found our gear had been tampered with, sabotaged. Kimball grunts. Yes, Kimball, or just looted. Either way, we are now quiet, and when we are quiet, the war continues unobserved. Cyrene folds her arms and looks away defeated. What do you need? Look, we need a new broadcast array, a better broadcast array. Cyrene glances over her shoulder. We don't quite have the reach we'd like. Where you get one, that's another problem. We're talking pre-collapse tech here. It's not something we can just build ourselves. Kimball mutters something from the depths of the machine. Yeah, Holmes Rock isn't a bad idea, Cyrene replies. I've been there before. It used to be a relay station for Solheim, so it stands to reason they'd have arrays. And then there's the terminal here. Kimball's been bugging me to dig out some engine components for him to crack open and use in his repairs. God knows what kind of repairs he'd need those for, but that's what he says. Cyrene looks over her shoulder at Kimball, but receives no response. You both stare at his broad shoulders for a moment as a thin trail of smoke begins to emerge from the machine. Now maybe we can do a little fundraising here on the Hollow. What, you want to start a Kickstarter? Perhaps a Patreon? Maybe a GoFundMe? Oh god, my girlfriend sent me an attachment on Facebook. An autistic man is nothing without his borderline personality girlfriend. I'm the autistic man and she's the borderline personality disorder girlfriend. I mean, yeah, no, it's true. Fully accurate, to be honest. That was funny. We can do fundraising in Hollow, what we can get we'll happily hand over. Siren shakes head, but I'm telling you now it won't be a lot. I'll see what I can do. We'd appreciate it. Hell, the people of the Helling system would appreciate it. He glances over her shoulder. I think Kimball would appreciate it too. He grunts and goes, He leaves Siren and Kimball to their repairs, making note of the engine components and wideband array they will need to get back on the air. It's hard to tell if the job will be worth your time, but then again, someone as knowledgeable as Siren might be a useful asset. Funny how plans change. Okay. Repair transmitter. Kimball needs engine components for his unusual jury-rig transmitter. You aren't sure how he's going to use them. Need engine components. Right. An install array. Kimball wants a powerful array from Holmes Rock to extend the range of the Hellion dispatches to the entire belt. We'll be right back. Kimball needs components to repair the Hellion dispatches transmitter and get Siren back on the air. Yeah, no, we're 100% helping. Okay, we need to go to Holmes Rock, but where do we find the array? I mean, I can't hurt to look that up. Also, I just realized the picture my girlfriend sent me, I think is from Resident Evil 7. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find anything about the Sleeper 2. And what's it called specifically I'm looking for? Array. Y-beam array. There we go. Oh, I need to go to the array. Okay, I need to go to Holmes Rock to get it, but I can go to the scatter yards to get the components. Okay, I can do that.